What is it that separates the most successful people in the world from the rest of us? Is it talent? Is it luck? According to psychologist Angela Duckworth, the answer is something far less mysterious, yet far more powerful: grit. In her book, Grit, The Power of Passion and Perseverance, Duckworth explores the profound impact that grit, defined as a combination of passion and perseverance, has on long-term success. Unlike the common belief that success is primarily determined by talent or intelligence, Duckworth argues that grit is the real driver of achievement. But what exactly is grit? It's more than just working hard. Grit involves sustaining your passion and effort over long periods of time, even when the rewards are not immediate. It's about being committed to a goal that may take years, perhaps even decades, to fully realize. Those with grit don't just work through the easy times. They push forward even when the going gets tough, when they face setbacks, or when their progress feels slow. Duckworth came to this realization after years of studying people in high-performance environments: West Point cadets, professional athletes, spelling bee champions, top CEOs, and even teachers in tough schools. What she found is that while talent certainly plays a role, it's not the decisive factor. In fact, many talented people fail to reach their potential because they lack grit. They lose interest, give up when faced with challenges, or become frustrated when success doesn't come quickly. This discovery led Duckworth to one key insight: grit is often what makes the difference between success and failure in the long run. Whether you're pursuing a professional career, mastering a craft, or working on personal development, grit is what keeps you going when talent isn't enough. In her research, Duckworth found that people with grit possess an extraordinary ability to focus on long-term goals without getting distracted by short-term setbacks. They are passionate about what they do, but they also understand that success comes from consistent effort over time. In fact, Duckworth's famous equation sums it up perfectly. Talent times effort equals skill, and skill times effort equals achievement. In this formula, effort counts twice. First, effort builds skill, and then effort is what turns that skill into achievement. Even someone with a modest amount of talent can achieve remarkable success if they're willing to put in the sustained effort necessary to develop and apply their skills. But why is this so important? Because Duckworth's research suggests that grit can be even more important than raw talent in determining success. Grit isn't about working yourself to the bone, it's about staying committed to your passions and persevering through the challenges. It's about being willing to fail, learn from those failures, and continue moving forward. This insight is incredibly empowering. It means that success isn't something that's reserved for the most talented or the luckiest among us. We often hear stories about people who seem to have been born with extraordinary talent. They excel from a young age, achieving things most of us could only dream of. But in her book, Grit, The Power of Passion and Perseverance, Angela Duckworth challenges this myth of talent as the defining factor of success. Instead, she offers a different perspective, one that places effort at the heart of achievement. Duckworth's research led her to a key realization: talent, while important, is only part of the equation. Talent might give you a head start, but it doesn't guarantee success. What really matters is how you apply that talent. And that's where effort comes in. Duckworth introduces a powerful equation that illustrates this idea. Talent times effort equals skill, and skill times effort equals achievement. Here's how it works. Talent gives you a starting point. Maybe you have a natural ability in music, athletics, or academics. Instead, it's something we can all achieve if we are willing to cultivate grit, if we are willing to stay passionate and persevere over the long term. But to turn that talent into skill, you have to apply consistent, focused effort over time. This is how you develop expertise in any area. But that's only the beginning. Once you've developed your skill, effort plays an even greater role. It's what transforms your skill into actual achievement. In other words, talent alone won't get you to the top. It's the effort you put into developing and applying your skills that truly determines your success. Duckworth shares countless examples of individuals who have demonstrated this principle in action. Take athletes, for example. Sure, natural athleticism might give someone an edge, but it's the hours of practice, the discipline, and the relentless pursuit of improvement that separates the great from the average. Serena Williams, Michael Phelps, and Kobe Bryant are all famous for their intense work ethic and training routines. Their success wasn't just due to talent, it was the result of effort layered on top of that talent. The same applies in creative fields. Authors, musicians, artists, and entrepreneurs who reach the top don't just rely on natural ability. They refine their skills through persistent effort, overcoming obstacles and setbacks along the way. J.K. Rowling faced numerous rejections before Harry Potter became a phenomenon, and many famous musicians talk about the thousands of hours they spent practicing before they ever reached a stage. This insight is liberating because it means that success isn't just about being born with certain gifts. It's about what you do with those gifts. In fact, Duckworth's research shows that people who work hard and consistently apply themselves often outperform those with more talent but less perseverance. The key takeaway here is that effort counts twice. It's what builds your skill, and then it's what turns that skill into real achievement. So rather than focusing on how much talent you think you have or don't have, focus on the effort you're willing to put in, because that's what will make the real difference in the end. This perspective is empowering because it puts success within reach of everyone. You don't have to be the most talented person in the room. You just need to be the one who is willing to work the hardest, to persevere when others quit, and to continually improve. With enough effort, your potential for success becomes limitless. Grit, as Angela Duckworth describes it, is not just about blind perseverance or working hard for the sake of working hard. It's fueled by something much deeper, a combination of psychological assets that help individuals stay passionate and committed over the long haul. Duckworth identifies 4 key assets that form the foundation of grit: interest, practice, purpose, and hope. Let's start with the first asset, interest. Interest is where passion begins. It's nearly impossible to sustain effort over time if you aren't genuinely interested in what you're doing. Duckworth explains that people who display true grit often have a deep and enduring interest in their chosen field. It's not a fleeting fascination, but rather a long-term engagement with something they love. This interest is what keeps them motivated through the ups and downs, and it's a crucial first step toward building grit. But interest alone is not enough. That brings us to the second asset, practice. People with grit don't just practice for a few hours and call it a day. They engage in what Duckworth calls deliberate practice. This means practicing with a specific goal in mind, pushing yourself to improve in targeted areas, and focusing on refining your skills over time. Deliberate practice isn't always fun or easy. It's about embracing the grind and finding satisfaction in the pursuit of mastery. Those who possess grit put in the hours, day after day, and they maintain a consistent routine of self-improvement. The third asset of grit is purpose. For many people, grit is not just about personal achievement. It's about doing something that has a larger meaning or impact. Purpose adds of significance to what you do, making your efforts feel like they matter beyond just yourself. Duckworth explains that those with a strong sense of purpose are often more driven to persevere because they believe that their work benefits others or contributes to a greater cause. Purpose can transform what might otherwise feel like a tedious effort into something deeply meaningful. Finally, the fourth asset, hope. Hope is the belief that your efforts can make a difference, that no matter how tough things get, you have the ability to overcome obstacles and continue moving forward. Hope is what fuels perseverance when you encounter setbacks or failures. It's not about blind optimism, but rather the confidence that you can find a way through difficulties and continue to improve. Duckworth calls this the hope that gritty people have, a type of resilience that helps them keep going, even in the face of adversity. These four assets, interest, practice, purpose, and hope, work together to build and sustain grit. Terrace keeps you passionate about what you're doing, practice helps you improve, purpose gives your efforts meaning, and hope keeps you resilient when the going gets tough. Understanding these assets can help you cultivate grit in your own life. By nurturing your passions, committing to deliberate practice, connecting your work to a larger purpose, and maintaining hope through challenges, you can develop the kind of perseverance that leads to long-term success. And remember, grit is not something you either have or you don't. It's something that can be developed. It's a process of finding what truly drives you, committing to your growth, and staying the course through both triumphs and struggles. As we reach the end of this journey, let's take a moment to reflect on the power that lies within us all. Angela Duckworth has shown us that grit, this unique blend of passion and perseverance, isn't reserved for a select few. It's something we all have the capacity to nurture and grow. At the heart of grit is a quiet, enduring strength. It's the ability to keep moving forward, even when the road is long and the obstacles seem insurmountable. It's the understanding that success isn't about reaching the finish line faster than everyone else. It's about staying true to your path, no matter how winding it may be. Each of us carries within us the spark of potential, the ability to pursue something meaningful, to strive for something greater than ourselves. But grit is what keeps that spark alive when the winds of doubt, fear, and failure try to extinguish it. Grit is the whisper inside that says, keep going. You are stronger than you know. When we cultivate grit, we are giving ourselves permission to be imperfect, to fail, and to rise again. We are saying to ourselves, I am not defined by my setbacks. I am defined by how I rise after them. And in that rise, we find our true strength. We must remember that grit isn't just about working hard. It's about working with heart. It's about aligning ourselves with our passions, committing to our growth, and believing in our ability to make a difference, both in our own lives and in the world around us. It's about understanding that the greatest achievements are not always measured in accolades, but in the quiet victories of persistence. So as you leave this moment and return to the rhythms of your life, I invite you to carry this message with you. The journey you're on is yours alone, that it is one worth taking. You will face obstacles, you will stumble, but you will also rise stronger with each step you take. Keep nurturing your passions, keep practicing, keep believing in your purpose, and above all, keep hoping. Because it's not the easy moments that define you, it's the moments when you choose to continue, even when every part of you wants to give up. That is where true greatness lies. That is where you find the deepest strength of your spirit. My friend, may you walk forward with grit in your heart, and may you never doubt the power of your perseverance. You are capable of far more than you know. Keep going. The best is yet to come.